At 20 years old, I built over 1.7 million followers, 200,000 subscribers, 1 million TikTok followers, all without showing my face. Not only that, but I've gotten my dream car. I've helped my mother get her own car as well. I've traveled the world. I've gotten the YouTube plaque, and I've helped so many others build their own brand as well. And by the end of this video, you are going to know exactly how to build your own faceless page and how you can make real money doing this in 2026. My name is Jay Vaz, and at 20 years old, I've accomplished all of those great things that I said previously, the million followers, amazingness, right? And in this video, I'm going to go over exactly how to create and start a faceless brand in 2026. Now, a faceless brand and an Instagram theme page are the same but a little different. I'm going to get into that exactly and why it's so much better than an Instagram theme page. But if you look here on my laptop, you'll be able to see that I have a full built-out system for you guys. This system is a system that I recommend for all my students that I mentor, and my most successful students consist of ThoughtSpot with almost 1 million followers, Kingdom Mentality with 500,000 followers, and they're making over $10,000 a month, and obviously me generating around $25,000 to $20,000 every single month just from one single page. This was able to be done because I built a brand and I followed a system, and I'm about to get into that right now. In this video, we're going to go over the differences between a faceless Instagram theme page and a faceless brand, how to start, how to do the proper branding, how to choose the proper content, how to even make money through digital products, and how to automate your page. It's super simple, and we're going to get into that in this video. So let's get started. In order to really understand exactly what all this means, we need to go to the very beginning, and that is faceless Instagram theme pages compared to faceless brands, right? So let me get my pencil out here, and I'm going to show you. So faceless Instagram theme page, what is that all about? Well, everyone's heard that. That's been around for a long time, since around 2015, I believe. And this is an example of a faceless Instagram theme page. The username is super long, which is bad. You have only one way to go viral because you're only posting on Instagram. You're also stealing other people's content because you're just an Instagram theme page, and you have only one source of income because you're only posting on Instagram. Not only that, but if you end up deciding to sell your Instagram page, your Instagram theme page, the maximum you could probably sell it for is 500 to 5,000. If your account is insane, somehow you manage to reach 1 million followers, you might be able to sell it from $10,000 to $15,000. Now, even though that sounds amazing, the difference between a faceless Instagram theme page and a faceless brand is super simple. You can see that one video, all you have to do is create one video, and it's posted across all platforms. Now, the main difference between an Instagram theme page and a faceless brand is that you utilize all the social media platforms. You can even utilize Facebook on top of that, where they pay you money, but these are the main three that I talk about. Instagram as the core. This would be the number one here, so we could do the number one. Number two would be YouTube, and then number three would be TikTok. We could get one video, one simple video. We're not editing 3 separate videos. We're getting one video, and we're posting it across all the platforms. I've gained 1.7, right? So we have 1.7 million followers. We have almost 1 million, which by the time you're watching this, I'm probably already at 1 million. And then on YouTube, we're at 225,000 subscribers. I was able to do this, not because I created one separate video for each account and I edited like crazy. No, I edited one video and posted it across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Not only that, but I get revenue from all the platforms. From Instagram, I get something called bonuses. From YouTube, I get something called AdSense YouTube. And then from TikTok, I get money from the TikTok Creator Program. That's already 3 streams of revenue, not including Facebook. If you wanted to start a Facebook page, that's now 4 streams of revenue. Not only that, but it only works if you have all original content. And that's extremely good because if you have all original content, you're harder to copy, you're more of a brand, and you're more unique, right? If you look at the usernames compared to Vazen, to Great Success or Create Success, the username is nice and short, and we're an official brand, an official company. That is what a faceless brand is. Not only that, we can also sell digital products. You see the link in bio. I sell digital products, and I do different things like that for my own brand, my own faceless brand. And on top of that, if you ever wanted to sell your own faceless brand, you could sell it for an extremely high price, from anywhere from $30,000 to $200,000 for one little brand. Like a great example would be Valorgy that was sold. It was Valorgy, Einwheel. I think there was Business Thoughts, and then another one that was sold in a pack of 4 for, I believe, like 500,000, $500,000. It's unreal how much it was sold just for a simple couple faceless videos, but they all followed this format. They all posted across the social medias. They were very, very original with their content. And that's how they got to that next level. So that's very, very, very dumbed down the main difference between a faceless Instagram theme page and a faceless brand. And I just recommend, if you want to do something long-term, something that'll last you at least 3 to 10 years, then go ahead and go with a faceless brand. The reason I say that is because I've had Vozen since 2022. It's not 2026, and it's consistently been growing thousands of followers every day. And it's not because I got lucky, it's because I built a system and I built a brand. If you build an Instagram theme page and start stealing people's content, you are now at the mercy of those people. What happens if you start not being able to go viral because you're just copying people? Not only that, but you will not get monetized on YouTube, on TikTok, and on Instagram because your content is copied, right? So the next thing would be how to start. How do you even begin your own faceless brand? Well, it's super simple. All you do is you go to Instagram and you create a simple Instagram account. I don't even recommend creating the TikTok or YouTube account yet until we get into the later stages. But literally go get yourself an email to match your branding, and then just create a random username in the meantime. Once you're in, you need to do market research, look at all the pages in your niche, do everything you can, choose a niche, the big 4 niches. We can even write here, the big 4 niches would be love, luxury, we have motivation, and we have, I believe the last one is like AI/tech, which is popping off as well. So all of those are really, really good. You guys can choose whichever one you like. But essentially, doing the market research would consist of you finding accounts, looking at what they're doing good, look at what they're doing bad, tracking the amount of followers they're gaining, trying to figure out every single piece of the puzzle and implementing that into your own brand. You never create a brand new username and a brand new account with just original ideas. That's never what you need to do. You need to get something as a base. Whenever I created Vozen, I used an account called Mentality as my base, right? You need to have inspiration. You need to have competition. So find your own and recommended, which I'll get into later. It shouldn't have a lot of followers, but very, very simple. Get your niche, find your inspiration, create your account. And once you have your account you're created and your inspiration created, we go into the branding, which would be a username. And the rules for a good username is something under 8 letters. Valorgy was good. Einwheel is good. Vozen is good. These are all short, easy to remember, and premium vibes, right? Not only once you have created that, I want you to also create a solid profile picture. There are 3 different profile pictures you can make. This is the actual just logo alone. So just simple logo. We have the worded logo. We can put that here, and then simple logo, where it's just one letter, the simple logo, the worded logo, and then the advanced logo. As you can see, they included the simple and worded logo together, even with a little bit of outlines there. So it could be whatever you wish. Vozen is the worded logo. Puberty, which has 50 million, has the small logo. This account has another million, is the advanced logo. So honestly, in my opinion, it doesn't matter that much. If you had to choose for me, obviously I'd tell you the worded logo because I did it. But what I've noticed is it really doesn't matter. I've seen big pages with 50 million, like this page, which has literally 48 million more followers than me, and it doesn't even have a worded logo. So it's a big deal, but what matters is you choose a solid color code. So just choose 2 colors and then stick by those colors. You can see this one is just kind of yellow and gray, and then the white is just comes as an after. This one's white and gray. This one's yellow and black and white, and mine's just black and white. But once you've done that, very simple, we're going to go into content. What content are you going to post? You have your branding. You know exactly what your kind of inspiration looks like. You know how a faceless brand works. And you now know you now need to learn how content works, how to edit the content, right? Well, it's actually super simple. What you're not going to do is you're not going to create videos from scratch. You're not going to use your inspirations. They should not be from huge accounts with millions and millions of followers. The reasoning for that is because if they post any pieces of content, realistically, it's not that hard for them to go viral. They have over 1 million followers. You need to be looking for smaller accounts. Not only that, but stay away from celebrity reposted quotes or anything that's reposted specifically with celebrities. And I'll talk about that right now simply because copied content will not allow you to get monetized, right? That's the exact reason. If you copy celebrity quotes and you post it, then you will not allow it to be monetized across all social medias. And most importantly, don't use any viral video as a guideline. Study everything before making a decision. It's very, very important. If you see a viral video and you're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna use that as my inspiration, you've already failed. You need to look at how many likes, how many comments, how recent the post was, how big the page is, how consistently they've been going viral. Is that video good? Is it averagely viral? Is it always getting that amount of views? Like, you need to go through everything and then make a precise decision if this is something that you can even do, if this is something you can even edit to make better, and even at that, is this even in your niche, right? So there's multiple things that you need to look on, and I don't want you to get demotivated and say, hey, this sounds really complicated. It's actually the most simplest business model I think I've ever seen. After you get that done, all you got to do is use your inspiration as a guideline. Find other accounts that are doing and posting the same things as you and use them as a guideline. Start posting content in the similar niche as them, but try to make the content a little bit better. On top of that, your inspiration should come from an account with under 500,000 followers, right? Try not to choose content that is hard to replicate. If you see an account with super high quality, advanced fade-in edit animations, then realistically, you're not going to want to choose that content because they've already perfected that exact edit. Your goal is to try and find shittier videos so you can go in and put a gap in the market and actually provide better content. That's exactly what I do. So try not to choose content that is hard to replicate. So let's take care of that, right? Not only that, but the harder you are to replicate, the better the brand results are. If you do something very simple that others can copy, then your brand, yes, it is still premium. It is still a faceless brand. The only problem is you're easy to copy. When you're easy to copy, a lot of people can become your brand. And when people can become you, you are no longer as authentic, right? Not only that, but you post one time per day across all the platforms, and that's all it is. You're only posting once per day, making sure it's high quality because quality matters more than quantity. And that's it. You're not creating 3 separate videos, using the inspiration, doing the market research, editing high quality content, and that's pretty much it for the content. If you ever run out of ideas, just go back to inspiration as a guideline. Then make sure the inspiration comes from an account with under 500K followers. Make sure it's not hard to replicate. Make sure to choose something that's not hard to replicate and try to make something that's hard for others to replicate, and then only make sure you only edit and post 1 video per day. Like, that's literally all it's about. That's the whole system. That's how it works. Now, in terms of digital products, this comes to you whenever you've already built a solid Instagram page, a solid faceless brand across all social medias, and a solid number would be around 30,000 followers. You have attention, you have authority, right? You have 3 options here. You could sell your own product, you can build a newsletter and then sell digital products in there, or you can do commission-based products, right? So let's talk about selling your own product first. The pros of selling your own product is you have full brand authority. You can control the prices and the web page. You can decide exactly how everything looks. You have higher conversion because it's your brand. So you seem more premium and you're probably going to get higher and more sales. Not only that, but you control what you sell. If you don't like what you sell, you can always change it. You can always improve it. You can always do market research. And on top of that, it's more authentic. It's never before seen because your brand is obviously never before seen. People probably won't have heard your username or your branding. So when they first see it for the first time, it's something new, which sparks interest. Now, the cons of that, of really selling your own product, is that you must know what converts and why. If you do not know this, you must learn, because if you don't learn, you will always fail. You'll never get sales and you'll never know why you're not getting anything, right? Not only that, but you need to understand the metrics and the analytics and learn how to improve constantly. If you don't know all of these 3 in this area, which is the metrics, analytics, and learning how to improve constantly, then you're going to consistently gain great help. Then you're going to consistently go down in sales, even if you are gaining followers. So not only that, you are the reason you now for cons, you are the reason you win or you are the reason you fail. Because you have so much control, you determine the fate of your success on your own digital product. Now, there's never a perfect digital product. There's always things you need to improve on. And when you have something working, you double down and make sure you try and improve a little bit better, right? So you must always be improving, and you must always be reinvesting in order to upkeep with constant sales. Now, don't get me wrong. The profit margins are insane. You keep 100% of the profit, and out of that, you have to pay taxes and things like that. But in the end, after all the money, you probably keep around 70%. So if you sell something for $100, you keep $70. And that money's yours after taxes, after fees, after website sales, all that stuff, right? So that's another pro as well, is that you have higher profit margins. But now let's go to building a newsletter and then selling digital products. Now, for a newsletter, the pros are you have full control over your audience now. Not only do you have full control over your digital product, but now you can move your audience to whatever platform. If you get banned on Instagram, you can create a new Instagram and direct all of them to go follow that Instagram. And then you can sell digital products on top of that. And then, for example, like we talked about previously, if your Instagram gets banned, you didn't lose all your audience. You don't lose your money. You still have them in that newsletter. Let's say you have 30,000 people inside. Then you send an email and you just make a quick $2,000 to $3,000 from a simple email, right? Because you have the audience in mobile. Now, not only that, you can move to different platforms if needed, like I talked about, and you have more authority. When people sign up for your email, they think of you as someone who's above them. That's why they're wanting your knowledge. So not only that, but you control what you sell, which we talked about previously. And it's easier to sell customers if they've subscribed. If they subscribe, they're really interested and they're really probably a fan. So once you already get them in a couple campaigns and you've emailed them multiple times, given them free value, the likelihood of you getting even more sales is so much higher. Now, the cons of this is you must know how to post email campaigns. And if you don't, you need to learn the exact systems for it. You also need to understand metrics and analytics and learn how to improve constantly. It's just like the digital products, but double that because you're also doing newsletters. You must constantly be managing all steps. The email, the campaigns, that when you send out the emails, the conversions of those emails, the digital products, if it's working or it's not working, it's just more work overall, but it has the most control and the best upside. Now, the last thing would be commission-based products, which we got here, which the pros are, all you do is grab the link of your commission-based product, you put it in your bio, and you're done, just like that. Not only that, but you never stress about website conversions and problems because you got the link from someone else. It's a simpler process, and all you need to do is bring in views, and you will get sales. That's literally the simplest digital product ever. You get someone else's link, and you put it in the bio, and you make money. The cons with that is that you have lower conversions since branding would be different. For example, if your branding was Vazen and you were selling something else that was another guy, had nothing to do with Vazen, because you're selling his own digital product, the conversions would be lower because it's not all together. It's not Vazen here, it's Vazen here, and the other random guys. So conversions would be a little bit lower. And if the affiliate stops, you must find another. Meaning, if you have a good relationship with this certain product and you're making good money, if they stop, or they change it and it stops working, you need to go find another. And a great analogy I like to put is you are an iPhone charger, but without plugging yourself into the power outlet in the wall, you are not generating anything. You can run power with views and traffic, but if the electricity stops or shuts off, your machine stops and you don't make any money. Those are the cons. On top of that, and most importantly, you only keep 50% profit margins because you're selling someone else's product. So you get 50 and they get 50. And out of that 50, you also have to pay taxes and fees. So in reality, you probably get around 38% profit margin, but it's very hands off. So you sell a product for $100, you end up getting $38, taxes and fees taken care of. For your own digital product, you get about $70. And then for this one, you would still get around $70, but realistically, you'd have to pay for the campaign, stuff like that. So you probably get $60, but you probably get more sales here. So more sales here. higher conversion here, and then simpler here. So it depends on really what you guys are wanting. If you're wanting to sell your own product, if you're wanting to build a newsletter and then sell your own products and sell multiple products, or just do commission-based products and get it over with, right? Once you've got that done, all you need to worry about, and this is the last step, once you have fully built a faceless brand, this is the last step. This is how you know you've become successful, that your brand's successful, when you're making money, you're bringing in views, and now you've reached the automation stage. Automation basically means that you aren't doing the work anymore. You're not editing, you're not doing any of that, right? So this is you right here. You finally decide you want to automate your page. So first, what you're going to do is create systems in place to easily automate your page. Create tutorials on how to make your videos, give examples, and scheduling, right? How many times are we going to post per day? What time are we going to post per day? Give videos, Photoshop examples, all of those things of what your account is, because when you get an editor, he could just literally copy and paste it. Now, yes, you can tell him, you know, I want you to go based off of this, but if there's not tutorials, he's going to mess up. And most importantly, you need to give him examples that he could try and work off of. But once you create a solid system and put that system into YouTube or into your own course format, which would be Kajabi, school.com, wap.com, it doesn't matter. Once you've done that, then you're going to give it to the editor. Once you get into the editor, see how he goes. And if you face problems, then you're going to fix the systems, because it always seems to be that problem. There's just not enough clarity in your tutorials and your videos and your examples, especially your schedules. If you still have problems, then you're going to have to fire the editor and find a new one. Now, as a business owner, I used to try and be soft. I used to say, you know what, it's okay, brother. I know you missed today. You got it. Let's do it tomorrow. Let's go double down. And then 2 days later, they would give me the same excuse. They'd give me another excuse. They would continue to give me so much excuses when in reality, this is a business. We run on perfection. Think of a system. Think of a machine. A machine doesn't stop when it feels like it, right? And an automation is a machine, and you need to automate properly. So if the editor keeps giving you stupid excuses, is not editing to your quality, do not fire him yet. Find a replacement editor, give him the trainings, and once you feel like he's good enough, then replace the editor. Do not feel or have mercy on your editors and feel bad about them or feel sad. That's just how business works. You need to replace them. You need to get rid of them. In reality, I've probably gotten rid of 10 editors until I found that one golden editor who's been with me for the past 3 months. And on top of that, even if he decides to leave me immediately, I still have tutorials, videos, examples, schedules. I just can post a quick story on my Vozen page. I get 30 people wanting to become the editor. And out of those 30, 3 of them are actually good, and I choose one. And if that doesn't do good, I fire him, get the other. And I continue. No matter what, as long as you have your systems and you're not afraid of firing, your automations will be good. If you still have problems with anything in this whole model, look at everything that I've shown you here. If you have problems with understanding this, or how to start your page, or the branding, or the content, or the digital products, or the automation, I can help you, right? If you have problems with any of this, then I want you to go to my Instagram. If you could see here, I have my Instagram page. You can see kind of what I've accomplished. You know, I post stories every day giving great value. I want you to hit the follow button first, but if you really want my guidance, I have a training. This training shows exactly what you need to do in order to work with me personally. I'll hop on calls with you. We're going to get you to your first 10,000 followers and your first $1,000 a month if you get my guidance. I've helped so many people achieve thousands of dollars, so you won't be hassled. Now, I do only accept 1 or 2 people every single month. So if you do want to work with me, then go to the link in bio right here in my Instagram. You're going to see this video, you're going to watch it, and once you finish watching it, there's going to be a button below which allows you to work with me. If you qualify, we will work together and build your own faceless brand. But without further ado, guys, I hope you gained great value of learning how to really start a faceless brand. And most importantly, if you really want to start your business and want personal help from someone with 1.7 million followers and making $20,000 a month at 20 years old, then go to my Instagram, jvozen, this is important, and then go watch the training and apply with the button, and then we can work together. Only if you apply in the button, right? I accept most people if you're serious. So without further ado, that's exactly how to start your own faceless brand in 2026. If you have questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'm going to continue to give you guys as much value as I can so you can build your faceless brand, be the next Vazen, and I hope to see you in the next one.